Hi, I'm Rachel Hodgdon, President and CEO of the International Well Building Institute, and I'm so excited to be talking with Kyle Bolden. Kyle is the market segment and ESG leader for EY, real estate, hospitality, and construction practice in the East region. Kyle, I heard you in a presentation a couple of months ago predict that the greatest area of growth in ESG frameworks and metrics and measures was going to be related to DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And to be completely honest, I can't tell you how many times I have quoted you. I haven't stopped thinking about that. So I'd really like to know, what do you see in your crystal ball? Like, what is that going to look like, and why are you making that prediction?
Sure, Rachel, thank you for the question. So I believe the risk of not embracing diversity, equity, and inclusion is vertical. And what I mean by that is it can result in losses in economic terms, losses from a human capital standpoint, and then also from a customer retention standpoint. It's really important that organizations create a culture where people feel like they actually have a sense of belonging. And we all know how it is when you feel like you belong someplace, you really lean in. You really bring your best self to work. And so to me, it really all ties together with ensuring that people feel like they can go to work, they can go anywhere else and just, again, be themselves. I see it myself in terms of my jobs that I work on and the people who are around me. They want to be around a place where it just feels good. You want to get up in the morning and go someplace where, again, you can bring your whole self to work. And it really does center around being able to feel like you belong, whether you are a working mother, or if you're a person of color, or you're a member of the LGBT community. You want to just feel like you can really be your whole self.
I can totally relate to that. What are the kind of external factors that prompted you to make the prediction? Because EY is really sitting at the forefront of a lot of these conversations, and yet I think that where ESG is going in terms of like the actual scoring and methodologies can be a little bit of a black box. So what are you seeing?
Yeah. Well, in an organization as large as our firm, people are our number one asset. We've got roughly about 80,000 people here in the United States alone. And it really starts from the beginning in terms of recruitment. So right there on the college campus, our average employee age is approximately 26 years old. And so it starts with recruiting, and we have to be intentional as well. And that intentionality also centers around when folks are actually with us, they feel like they can receive mentorship, coaching, sponsorship, all of that training and embracing them when they're with us really translates into retention as well. And we all know that when you have a lot of turnover, it erodes the culture. It also creates stress in terms of really everyone else looking around them and saying, well, I see a whole bunch of people leaving. What does that mean for me and my career? And it impacts the bottom line negatively as well. The other thing that we think about as well is around how we engage with our suppliers. So our supply chain is a big component of when we think about our stakeholders. And so people want to be at an organization where they feel like you not only can talk the talk, but you walk the walk as well. So we think about it as we hire our folks, but then also as we engage with vendors and contractors, all the way up to our real estate landlords as well.
Fascinating. So according to the social determinants of health, where you sit and who you sit next to, or your physical and social environment, have a greater impact on your health and well-being than your access to healthcare, your genetics, and your lifestyle and behaviors combined. And yet, I don't think that a lot of folks make the connection between human health and well-being and real estate. Human health as being significantly influenced by where we sit, where we sleep, where we go to school. Can you make some of those cognitive leaps for us? Tell us about ways in which the built environment can really shape health outcomes significantly.
Well, it makes me think of a movie line where it's something along the lines of transferring the negative energy, right? If you're sitting next to someone who just isn't vibing and they just, they're just not happy, mentally, physically, like that just brings everything down. And so I think it's really important that we are in a community and we feel like we can just really sort of pull those great vibes from one another. And really what that boils down to are things such as the physicality, how much you're moving. Movement is critically important. Also, your intake in terms of, are you drinking a lot of water? Are you eating well? Healthy snacks and things like that. And so I think anytime that you can bring all of those things into the office environment, it really does create that positivity that really uplifts people. It's the same way as if you go to the gym, right? You want to work harder because you're around other people who are like-minded, who want to take care of their health. I think we should replicate, and I think we can replicate the same thing in the office space.
And what are some of the upgrades in EY's workspaces that you're focusing on to really optimize well-being and performance?
Too many to name, but I'll touch on a few. Living walls, we really love those. We are using digital twin in our space, which allows for us to measure movement. It's just a virtual replica of our building, so that we know what the air quality is like, what the temperature is. Temperature is very important as well, and so monitoring the different sort of things that are taking place in our building are critically important. We also have wellness days, which are really inspirational. Really gets people again thinking about not only their health and well-being, but also when we tie it into our community engagement, we also do things around engaging with the community and really focusing in on their health and well-being as well. So we really take what we do in the office and try to replicate that externally in the marketplace.
Fantastic. Well, excited to see all of your predictions come true, and a big thanks to you and the EY team for leading the way. Kyle Bolden, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Rachel.